there's a lot of horror stories on building app. Yeah, everyone wants to build an app. And also softwares for companies like backends and things like that. What are some tips you might have on how people can just not get ripped off, one, and two, have the most successful relationship possible with their software developer?
I think it all comes down to communication first. Like obviously, like being able to articulate what is needed. Having like at least a meeting a week is the bare minimum for us. Like to get the communication going, the trust as well. Like people see like, okay, like, the work is progressing. Like, yes, it's going the right direction. Yes, they understand what I want. And you said, it makes you accountable as well. Like you say, oh shit, we have to deliver, it needs to be done quick, guys. Like,
It's just human nature. When you're accountable, you perform better. And what were some of the pros and cons between onshore and offshore?
For me, it's really important that you actually understand what you're building. Like, and developers, like, if you want good results, you want like something which is done and which is going to be scalable, which is going to work. You can't give them like, here is exactly what you do. I'm gonna leave you like for another few months. Just go and build it. Like, it's really important for the developers to understand what they're doing, putting your heart into it. Like you know what you're building, you know why you're building it, you understand like the businesses. You're gonna ask questions about like, why about this? Why this? Would it be better if we were to do it like this? And that's the kind of thing it's really hard to have if you like having an offshore team, because what you're going to do is you're going to need a piece of work to do. But again, like there's different type of work that can be done offshore. Like,
yes, but like I get what you're saying. It's kind of like the further you are away from the actual passion of the project,
exactly,
the less enthusiasm you're putting in the project,
exactly.
Because you're quite literally further from the founder or whoever it is. You're further from them. You're further from feeling the passion. You haven't got the relationship with them. That's what you're saying. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like you need to remember that like building a software is exactly as you were saying, like building a house. Like what you see is only the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of that happen in the background, which means also like a lot that can go wrong.
And so what's the positive of offshore?
When you have tasks that needs to be done very quickly, when you need to scale, like you need a lot of resources, and it's some work that can be done like, I'm not going to say quite easily, but it's quite repetitive work. So for example, like testing. So testing, definitely don't do testing like onshore. It's going to cost you way too much money.
So really, the benefit of onshore is the passion and having the relationship with the team, and the benefit of offshore is basically cost. And the goal is to have a combination of the two working perfectly together. Offshoring the things that are right to offshore, that don't require the passion, and that you can save money on, particularly if you're scaling very quickly, you need to build a lot. Okay, you might have to move a bit more offshore in order to do that. But keeping the really big key things onshore with the people who've joined the passion.
Yeah, everything which is like, I'm gonna call this like your R&D, like your IP, like that really needs to be where you need to put a lot of thoughts into it. You need your developers to actually think about like what you're building with you, and then when you move on to something like much larger, much bigger, and there are tasks which are like more repetitive, like this part of the business, then you can offshore.